too lazy to add spaces here. Today I want to show you how to paint a Nurgling. So, here's one I did earlier. Just give you sort of a focus. Focus. I think that's the best we're going to get in terms of focusing. Right, there we go. That's a Nurgling. I think we can attempt focusing a bit more. There we go. There's that beautiful smile. Right, yeah, so that's the Nurgling I did earlier. We're going to be painting this little Nurgling on here. So, what you want to do, I can just going to move this stuff to the side. What you want to do is you want to get some black, some white, and some Cadian Fleshtone to start with, just to get your base coat. So what you want? So actually no, I won't need to get any more on here. But what we need to do is we need to get a bit of Cadian, right? Slap that on there. As you can see, I was working with putting some more black on there, so I think we're almost done with the black already. But all you need is, there's a certain ratio you gotta sort of get right. I think it's 3 parts Cadian, 2 parts white, and 1 part black. And if we can get it right, a bit more Cadian actually, sort of brighten it up a bit more. Yeah, there we go. We've made essentially Rakoff flesh. So what you want to do now is you want to just sort of base coat your model with this. So I'm going to have to repaint this lad now. That's right. Let's clean them up anyway. So, basically I found this on Pinterest, this helpful little guide. I'll attach, well, I'll show it. I think, yeah, you might have already seen it. But what we're going to do, just going to base coat the whole model in this colour. Wait for it to dry. Now we're ready for the sort of glaze, no, not glazing stage, we're onto the wash stage. So what you want to do is, you know, if you got it, you really should be using Lamy and medium. I don't, so I'm just going to use some water. It tends to work for me. But you want to get a bit of bit of your already pre-made, like bit of your Fleshtone we literally just made. Bit of, I'm using Vallejo Game Colour Dark Fleshtone, but it's literally the same as Doombull Black Brown. So if you have that, please, you know, use that. So at least we're keeping it consistent in terms of brands. So you want to just thin that down with water or Lamy and medium. I use water, it tends to work for me. And then what we're going to do is get this mixture on our brush, and we're just going to sort of get it in all the recesses, I guess. Try and get it to focus. So, yeah, I'm just going to paint that in all the recesses. That's a good distance actually. Seems to be focusing quite nicely. Right, there we go. So you probably can't see it on the camera, but there is a slight colour difference, and it makes a big difference. So I'll go wait for that to dry now. Okay, so paint's dried. So what we want to do, we want to get our base coat again. we just sort of want to neaten things up a bit. Now I'm using my worst brush, so this is why it looks really bad. I'm going to switch brushes now. That's not even my base coat brush. I literally picked it up yesterday and it just isn't working for me. It just does not work with miniature painting, which is weird because it's in a miniature painting sort of range. So I don't know, maybe I'm just using it wrong. But what we're going to do is we're just going to sort of not go over all of it, but just leave it in the recesses is what I'm trying to do here. So that we can, yeah, so it just leaves that mixture, that wash, only in the recesses. So once you've done that and the paint's dried, I'll meet back with you. Yeah, we'll move on to the next step once that's done. Right, from here we're gonna try glazing a bit. If you don't know what glazing is, well, basically you do a similar thing to what we did with this stuff, but we're going to thin it down a bit more. You can see my red's gone a bit weird. I don't know why. It's just, I think it might be a bit, it might be the paint, it might be, it might be the wet palette, it might be the paint. I don't know what's going on with it. What I'm doing is basically, whatever's on my brush, I'm mixing these colours together. So it's, what is it? I'm looking for my purple now. Here, so Vallejo model colour royal purple and game colour scarlet red. So equivalents are probably, I'd say, Xerus purple, Gene Stealer purple, something like that, and Khorne red. It's Scarlet. Yeah, Scarlet red's definitely Khorne red colour. Right, so basically, whatever we've got left on our brush, we're just going to dip into our water pot. We're not going to shake it. We're not going to rinse off our brush. We're literally going to dip it into the water pot. Then we're going to put it down on the palette. We're going to do that, give it about 3 times. Right? And then we're going to get a bit of toilet paper or kitchen towel is probably best. As you can see, there's a very minuscule colour difference, so we just want to sort of slightly dry it. You sort of see how it's, that's how I make glaze, again with water because I'm a peasant. So I'll just thinned it down a bit more, and what we're going to do is we're just going to go basically painting in these weird mutations. So what we're doing is we're starting away from the thing, and then we're always, with every brush stroke, we're moving towards where we want to go. This is called glazing. This is sort of how glazing works. This is especially how I do it. So I don't know if this is the right way of doing it, but it's my way. And it seems to work quite nicely. In fact, this is going a hell of a lot nicer than the other Nurgling, so there's that. But yeah, you just sort of want to do that so you get a nice gradient. So you're gonna have to do this quite a few times. You might want to also start like using it sort of as a wash, so sort of just running it around here. Do a little bit of a dribble, maybe it's some sort of blood or jam. This man be looking like a jam donut right now. Anyway, right. Yeah, so you just want to sort of glaze that until his little, whatever, I honestly have no clue what the hell this is meant to be, but his little stub is done, I guess. His little stump is basically the sort of burgundy colour we made, but obviously you want to go for a nice transition. So every single time, so basically what we want to do when we're glazing is every layer we want to go slightly closer and closer and closer to where we want it to stop. Right, that's enough of me explaining it. Do it now, please. Okay, so that's done. As you can see, I've sort of started on the tongue as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get some white, basically. We can get some white. We're just... See any little spots, boils, anything like that. Teeth, claws, anything that, you know, you're going to have to either paint white or undercoat in white. Paint it white, basically. Sorry about my camera, I don't know why it's wobbling like that. Oh, what's going on with this? I think I've just made a perpetual motion machine because this isn't stopping for some reason. That, of course, was a joke. There you go. I think that's a little bit of wobble. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I think I just breathed on the stand or something. I really should get a better thing for the phone, because it is currently balancing on my lamp with some blue tack, so not very safe. Anyway, right, so what you want to do is just base coat your teeth, your boils, your claws and your horns white, basically. So have fun. The teeths are done, the boils is done, and the claws is done. So what we want to do now is we're going to start with the boils. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a bit of yellow. This is Vallejo Game Colour Sun Yellow. Yes. We're going to mix a bit of white. I'm using Vallejo model of white. And we're creating not a glaze but a wash. So like we did with our first wash, sort of getting all the recesses on the flesh, skin, whatever, how we want to call it. We're just going to do that but with a bit of a bright yellow. We're just going to go on all the boils. The white sort of just helps it get on easier and become more visible. If you wanted to get really ambitious, you could try and make some sort of pus trickling down or some disgusting Nurgly stuff like that. But personally, I don't think I am. I might later, but as of right now, I don't think I'm going to do that. So, you can't have beautiful pearly whites, can he? It's Nurgle. It's not meant. I very much doubt this guy brushes his teeth. I don't think he's ever seen a toothbrush because he hasn't got eyes. But what we're going to do is we're just going to get some Agrax Earthshade. Right, now that you've sort of done your Agrax and stuff, I've sort of glazed some Agrax over the boils once it's dried. We're going to start on this weird mutation again. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our our mixture that we already made of your purple and your red. We're going to add a bit more purple. We do the same thing with the glazes, but we're not going to use it as a glaze. We're using this as a wash. And then you just want to sort of run it into the recesses. It's a bit more actually. Maybe not that much. Right. Here's how you clean up. You get a wet brush and you just soak it up. Right, so if you mess up, just soak it up with a wet brush, a clean wet brush, and it seems to work actually really well. First time I've done that. First time I've had to do that actually. Because this is my first painting tutorial, right? I'm not used to painting like this, and as you can see, it's really not going well in terms of actually getting the painting on camera, because this is a very uncomfortable position, sort of really having to lean forward. But I think next video I'm just going to move the lamp a bit closer to me. Anyway, so you just want to sort of go over that, give it a wash, and yeah, see you then. Right, hang on, let me close this door. Right, so once you've done this, once you've done your wash thing on the mutations and the tongue and stuff, what you want to do, focus, there we go. What you want to do is you want to highlight the flesh. So I've mixed our our base coat with some white, and what we're doing is we're just highlighting it. Obviously you got to thin down your paint with water, which is, just goes without saying, you don't want really chalky paint, even for, it just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good. I know we're working with a Nurgle model, and you can't really go wrong with Nurgle, but it just doesn't look good. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, what was I saying? No. Sorry, I was going off on a bit of a tangent. Sorry about that. So, keeping it to the point, we're just base coating the whole model. Can I just say, this is the most awkward awkward piece to paint ever. It's so awkward, honestly, this stupid thing. But yeah, you just want to sort of highlight it a bit. I've just realised we've got a bit of a spine here, so we obviously, I like these little tube things. I don't know whether they're horns or tubes. On my other Nurgling, I've sort of painted them as horns. On this one, I'm going to paint them as just sort of tubes of flesh. But yeah, it's sort of, I'm going to neaten it up a bit. That's sort of the look we're going for. I'm really struggling with getting this on camera. I'm so sorry, guys. I promise, next video will be better. The next video will be a hell of a lot better. I'm so sorry. But there you go. I think I'm just going to add a bit more wash into that sort of gum around the teeth, and then I think that stage should be done for me, at least. Right, so he's looking pretty good. In fact, if you just clean up the teeth, maybe add a bit of yellow into the teeth, actually make them sort of yellowy. Yeah, so yeah, if you go over the teeth, make it a bit more yellowy, actually. I think for like a basic, like, even this is a bit far, to be fair. We're going quite far with this, but you could genuinely just leave it here. Go over the teeth a bit and just leave it here. I think this is good enough. So yeah. So if you're happy, and press subscribe. If you're happy and leave a like. If you're happy and you really want to show. If you're happy and comment, please. I don't know. I didn't know where I was going with that, but yep. So that's done, essentially. But if you wanted to go further, if you really wanted to try a bit more, say you were going for, this is a competition piece, for example, at your local games store, you want to go a bit further, I want to make it a bit more Nurgly. Well, I'm adding spots. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Right. So, on to the advanced section, I guess you could call it. And we're going to just sort of... What we're doing is we're getting our red. We're going to mix it with a bit of Cadian. A bit of white. And a bit of black. So basically, if you've still got some of this left, there you go. If you've still got some of your original base coat left, use that. But I'm basically out of that now. It's dried up because my wet palette is kind of shit. I should probably get a actual wet palette, but I think it might be a bit too thin now. Just sort of test it on this actually. Test it on. That should be fine. So what we're doing is we're just, sorry, glasses. Just gonna do little dots here and there. Adding some little spots because he's a spotty, nurgly boy. So whilst we're doing this, I kind of want to go over what I want to do with the channel, I guess. Big spots, little spots. So what I want to do is I want to really... This is a miniature painting channel, okay? We're not doing gaming. I've got a separate gaming channel, but it's dead, basically. It really hasn't grown. So this is why I've sort of moved on to miniature painting. That, and also this is my passion. This is my favourite hobby, I think, ever. Then again, doing Lego was pretty cool. But I think that's enough spots. So whilst that paint is drying, I guess we're gonna talk about the future of the channel. So, right, if you're watching this, welcome to my second video. I think I really want to use do a lot of tutorials. I think this is fun. I think with a better camera, like handle for my phone, or just a better camera, I think this could be a really fun thing to do. I think I'd actually really enjoy doing this. In terms of future videos, I'm going to get this Plague Marine finished, basically. I think Plague Marine is going to be a bit of a series. So we're going to paint this box. Yeah, it's Plague Marine from the Space Marine Heroes box, which you saw in the last video, aka my first video. So this is sort of... This is the first time I've sort of said what I want to do with this channel. Actually no, my Instagram post. Oh yeah, if you found me here and not on Instagram, I've got an Instagram, same name. Also got a Reddit, same name. But yeah, we're gonna do the Plague Marine. We might do a sculpting video, or we might not, I don't know. If not, then we're going to move on to Necrons, because at heart I am a Necrons player, right? Well, no, not at heart, you know. Right now I'm very much into Necrons because of 9th edition, mainly. Also because they're just really cool. But I don't think I'm going to do a series on the Void Dragon because I'm so far through it already. So I'm probably not going to do a series on the Void Dragon. I might do a bit here and there on like maybe the wing. Maybe that could be a non-metallic gold tutorial, which definitely hasn't been done before. Yeah. Painting tutorials, because everyone's done it at some point. Anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna stop talking. Next video will be working on the Plague Marine still. It will either be working on the backpack or the cape. Something like that. So backpack would probably end up just being armor in general. So you could probably use the same guide for the armor. But yeah, we're going to paint. I'm going to show you probably how to paint either the armor or the cape next. Well, sort of episode, I guess, next video. Right. I think that paint's dried now. Yes. Damn, this is going to be a long video. So, paint's dried. Rinse off my brush. We're going to get our yellow wash. Give it a bit of water. Started drying. My wet palette is not very good. Right. And then we'll just on the bigger spots. I'm just going to give a little tiny dot of yellow, because you know when you get a spot, this happens basically. When you get a spot and it's ready to pop, we got to pop it. It will usually have a little bit of white or yellow on it. Fun fact: if you're a preteen and you know, if you're not a teenager, if you're under 13, have you seen this? Yeah. Fun fact: you're probably gonna get quite spotty. So I'm just gonna add a few here as well. And yeah, I think that is for the most part done. I think we've just got the tongue to do. It's tongue time. So for this one, with the tongue, we want to get a glossy finish. So I think we all know what that means. That's right, blood for the blood god. Hell yeah. This is a really good paint. If you haven't got blood for the blood god, get blood for the blood god. I swear, you will not be disappointed. It's so good. For fun fact, blood, especially. First and foremost, it's a blood technical paint, and in the grim darkness of the far future, you bet your bottom dollar there's blood. Tomorrow there'll be blood. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. In the grim dark world of 40k or something. There you go. I've even added a bit of blood drool or something. So you can either interpret this as blood or just a shining tongue. You could literally just leave it as the tongue being blood for the blood god, but I think I'm just going to add a bit more to the claws. So where he's been sort of clawing people, I think maybe a few. Put some in these little holes, maybe. A bit trickling down. We're getting some really messed up Nurgly stuff. But I think you can literally just leave it there. I think that's as far as you need to go, really. So I guess that's the video done. Leave a like, please. Comment what you thought, and not do what some people did, which is just send links to certain websites. Yeah, no, just don't do that, you bots. Leave a genuine opinion, please. Yeah, leave a like, it'll help. like I said, I really want to get this channel growing. I kind of want to reach, I think this might sound a bit over the top, but I want to reach about 1,000 subscribers by the end of next year. So how am I going to do this? Well, I'm going to be painting, I'm going to be doing videos hopefully every week, but I can't guarantee anything because obviously, yeah, I can't tell the future, mate. I don't, you know, who knows? I might die. Hopefully not. Hopefully I haven't just jinxed myself. But you never know, do you? Wise words from a 15-year-old making miniature painting videos on YouTube. Right. Have fun. Then you paint. Don't rush your brush. And I'll see you in the next video where we're going to be doing the armour.